So now with not too much CSS, we got a little bit of a nice little grid system going on. We have these cards to organize our content. So it's not looking pretty decent for the amount of time we've spent on it. Cool. Let's do a card that, or let's come into our app. Let's do an Axios call, and then we'll push this up. So let's go ahead and just going to grab another card. Get rid of that logo since we're not using it, and maybe I don't want to use this app CSS. So let's import use state, use effect from React. Just do an Axios call inside of here, use effect. I just kind of want to show, like, before we push this up, we can do Axios calls even though we don't have a database. That response equals await Axios.get. I think later this week or next week, we're going to talk about third-party APIs. Let's see if we can find like let's see if we can find just like a random API call that's not dummy data. One website you can use for this is called Rapid API. Let's see. So there's a lot of these. Let's see if any of these we can get without having to set up our account. A lot of these might, even though they're free, they still might make you set up this one. Still might want these keys. So I'm just doing like a recipe food nutrition. Let's see if this works. Let's go to like JavaScript. They even have an Axios one here. I think if you haven't, because they are giving me a key here, I think if you go ahead and sign up for this, you should be able to get a key. Because see how this has like a host and a key right here? I don't know if this is going to make me subscribe. I've gotten some of these to work before.
Because yeah, like on mine in the key, it just says sign up for key.
Yeah. It's not letting me test, but I can do like maybe I want to do a get. Example response. So, this is just some way I can get back some data. Yeah, so I can go to the code snippets. You can go find the language, like we want JavaScript, Axios. Then I could take this code and let's see if I can get this working. So I have this options object. And it looks like it's doing an Axios request. Does anyone, so here's where you might see, when you're looking at other people's code, you might see different ways to do things. Remember the .then .catch syntax? This is kind of like the try catch. It's like we try to do this, then we log it. So I could actually, I'll comment this out and I'll rewrite it just so you have both examples. But let's do like a get data call here. We'll do a const get data. This will be async. Try catch. Okay, it looks like they're doing it's not an axios.get, it's an axios.request. And then we pass it this options object, which has the method, the URL, but then it also has like these headers that we need to pass, which has our key. And even though it's free, the reason they want us to pass this is they probably don't, if it's probably to prevent like a denial of service attack or something like that. Does anyone know what a denial of service attack is?
It's where a bunch of people all requested that. I mean, it's a lot of times one person, but he makes a whole bunch of requests at the same time so that it freezes up everything on the back end.
Yeah, exactly. So, because if this is someone set up this API, maybe I do something like this where I get rid of that dependency array and just set up an infinite loop where I'm just hitting their website. So I'm sure they have something that's like, hey, if this key, if they request something like, if they have like 100 requests in like an hour, we're probably going to shut them off. So yeah. Okay, so to kind of go along with this syntax, let me copy and paste this here. This is, we could do it this way. Let's, how this would look the same way. I just say let response equal await axios dot request options. And then console.log error. So these should do the same thing. I'm also going to do a console.log right here of the response, just so we can see if that worked or not. So this would be using .then.catch syntax. If you're not like, I think it's fine if you want to try writing a couple .then.catch syntax, just so you get used to it. But these are essentially doing the same thing. So let's try this out and see if we got it. It's a 403, damn it. Yeah, it's not letting me do that. Let me actually try taking this key. So I'm getting a 403 error. That's probably going to be like they're not accepting my key. I want to let me copy this. I hate when they do this. It's free, but they make you enter your credit card. Let's see if we can find another. If we can't find another one, then I know I've done these before with like without having to give them any credit card information. JavaScript, Axios. Let's try this one. If this doesn't work, then I'll just go ahead and use another API. Blocking me. They must have changed that recently. I know I've done COVID ones before. Yeah. But you said, Tom, you said that said you needed the key, like it said subscribe to test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably want, because these keys are different.
Are they? I think they might be exactly the same.
Oh wait, no, they are the same. You're right. Maybe I found the other one, they were different. Let me try this one. I'm just gonna do this. Coming out these ones, just change the options. Oh, I can go back to my try catch. Yeah. Did anyone get theirs working? I keep on getting, yeah, if you get these like 403 errors, we can't really do much about that. If we're actually, because we're copying their code, we're passing a key. Yeah, anyway, let's just do this. Let's just do a GitHub one. GitHub API. Let's pull up some GitHub stuff. Oh, that's like GitHub API. That's like not. Oh, that's it. Sorry, I'm taking too much time with this. Let's just do resin. And then I'll select this out. So I feel like we could just, and then we'll do another day with APIs. We'll actually we might do a Twitter one where we go set up a key, set up an account. Let's see if this works. And then I'll select this out. Okay. Yay, there we go. Let me just clean this up. All right. So we're getting some data now. It's just fake data. Right here, we could have like a render users function, because I think that's the kind of data we're getting back. Render users is a function. Return. This is Oh, I need to do this. I need to create some state const users and set users. There's a set users right here, set users res.data. We can do our users.map. Let's do an H1. U dot. Forget what we have on here. I think we have an email. U dot email. We'll return this. And we need to return this. So it's saying users.map is not a function. Any ideas on what's going on here?
The data is not coming back the way we expect it to.
Yeah. So if I look at how the data is coming back, there's where I'm doing the log. So I have res. This whole object is that response. So if I look at res.data, well, this is also an object that has another object in it, or it has the array called data. Because this is from the rec resin. So when I set users, this actually needs to be res.data. Because that's when I use that API, that's where those users are. And there we go. We can switch that to users. We can switch our card names to, I mean, I think that's doesn't really matter. So we have some stuff. We're doing an API call. Now we want to push this up. I want to do one thing though, because you might run into this issue. Let's just do like an import. I don't know. How can I do this? So I'm just export const. Let's just say I have some like constant in here. It's 1. So I just created a file, dummy.js. It has this X variable that we export. This could be like a component. This is just a JavaScript file where we're importing something. And then I'm going to import X from components / dummy. I'm going to import it, but I'm not going to use it. And now I get like this warning, right? Cannot, it's saying, hey, you've imported X, but you haven't used it. So I'm just going to leave that there as is and leave that warning there.
I think it auto-completed to import from card instead of dummy also.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's do a dummy. Cool. All right, so now we're like ready to push up to Netlify. So this is our next step. So go to Netlify. Not Netlify. And when you log into here, you're going to sign up with GitHub. I mean, I don't think you have GitLab or Bitbucket anyway, but you'll definitely want for this one, sign up because we're going to hook our GitHub account to Netlify. So go ahead and just sign up with GitHub. I'm going to go back and just sign in. Cool. So here we go. This is really straightforward. So all I need to really do for this is, once you've like logged in, go to your terminal, make sure you're like, whatever you have up and ready to go, like your changes, you just commit -M, added things, and then you push up to master. So my GitHub master is up to date. And then I'm going to go to Netlify and just do a new site from Git. So then I can create a new site. I'm going to select GitHub for my repository. And then I go find this repo I just made. So I call this resume 21. And then once you find it, just select it and deploy site. I don't think we need to do anything with this advanced stuff. We can just deploy site, and then it's going to start building this. And now I'm going to see this right here, site deploy in progress. So I can like click on this and kind of like just like watch it. This is just building. This takes a second. It's because it has to do all that yarn stuff and yarn add, and it's like downloading the yarn packages. So let's kind of just hang out here for a second. I need to fix my monitor. Does anyone have any questions on this part while we're waiting for this to build? Okay, there it goes. Now it filled. So I wanted to show you this because I think you might be confused on why this failed, because it's like working. So when I look at this, I kind of want to get to the logs. So we can kind of go, we can go see the deploy log. Let's see if we can see why this failed. Sometimes I remember this kind of being hard to find, if at all. But yeah, this failed to compile right here. Like here's our reason. X is defined but never used. So that's something that's causing this to not build, that little warning. But there's that error. But I had to go to find that. I need to kind of check out the repo. I need to go see the deploy. This is where it's being deployed. So that's just kind of the term, like I'm deploying my website. I'm deploying this build. I look at the log. There's the error. So I need to go fix that. So I go back to VS Code. I remove that import. And now this is, so you'll definitely, if you're pushing up to Netlify, you'll want to have this all clean. You'll want to get rid of all those warnings. And then I can just come back, do a git add, git commit -m, error fixed, and push this up to master. So I pushed that up to master. But notice just by pushing up to master, it's doing another build. So with how Netlify is set up, and you can do this, Heroku by default won't do this by default if we push to GitHub. But with Netlify, whenever you push to master on GitHub, it's going to trigger your production app to be built. So that's another reason you might want to use branches. Because you might not want to push to master until you're 100% sure it's those changes you want to make. Cool. So now that's building. Now this is kind of while this is building, let's talk like, you kind of get some like weird domain names. Like I think this is my URL right here. This Pensive Wilson, whatever, but I kind of want to wait for this. Since we haven't had a successful build yet, it's not going to be up. So let's just let this deploy. But yeah, while we're waiting, is everyone up to this point? So this is this like whole idea of like pushing up to GitHub and then it like automatically being built. This is kind of like an example of like, you might hear the term CI/CD, or you might see that term in job descriptions. So that just essentially stands for continuous integration, continuous development. It's just kind of like this, and like you might hear like called DevOps. This would be like one thing of that. It's like, oh, how do we like nicely, or just make this a really smooth transition of like, when I push to GitHub on master, it's actually pushing to production too. And things like when I tried to push to GitHub, it's going to try to, it just automatically builds. And then if it sees errors like warnings, you can set up these linters. We could probably turn off this linter so that one would have succeeded. Yeah. Let's just wait for this. This should be done in just a second. Is anyone's finished?
Yeah, mine is.
Have you found your URL yet? Oh yeah, okay, so now it's published. It's done, I can go check it out. So here's the URL. And yeah, there's my app on the interwebs. And we're doing an Axios call, we're interacting with different APIs. We could set up a custom domain. This just probably has to be unique. We probably have to, like these, I don't own any right now. You would have to buy one. www. Something that is unique and not owned by anyone.com. Yeah. So you could go find like a domain name. That's just the name of your website. You're going to have to buy it or like register. If you try to do something like, I don't know, I can't think of one. There's a lot of website names that are like for sale. Like, I don't know, Trump movie. Oh, that's already registered. I guess it's not. You can like, I bet you that's like a website name you could buy for like $50,000. So, but yeah, I'm not going to set up that because it costs money, but you can. If this was a resume, you probably would want to do that because you probably don't want your URL to be, you know, whatever that is, Pensive Wilson netlify.app. But yeah, this is really straightforward. If I like wanted to make a change, projects 1, you just come in here, you just add it. Project 2, you just would make your change and then you just push up to GitHub. And then that would then automatically get built. Git push origin master. And that starts building, that kicks, oh crap, I just closed that. That kicks off another build on Netlify. So that's like really straightforward. Probably not going to get easier than that to deploy a website. Any questions there? Let's take a break, and from here we'll move on. We'll build out a Rails app, just a really basic one with the front end, and then see how we do it with the Rails app. So that's what you want to do for your final project. And yeah, that deployed really quick. So now those changes are live. Sweet, let's come back. Let's just call it 11:15. And yeah, let me know if you had any problems getting this working. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do this time is just really quickly build a just take a starter project and clone it down and push it up. So actually a good one that maybe we could do this with is if you go to your image upload one. This way we can maybe test out image uploads too. CD into image upload. And if you don't have that, I'll throw it out in Slack. We can clone it down. What did I call that? Image upload fall 21. So what I'm going to do, just in case if you don't have an image upload, if you do, you can use that one. But if you want to follow along, I'm just going to go ahead and clone this down. So we can run this. Git clone. Oh, sorry. Git clone. CD into that. So we want to kind of do some of these steps where I bundle. I'm not going to rename the database. I'm just going to drop it. DB migrate or DB create, DB seed or DB migrate, DB seed. Then I could go ahead and CD into client and yarn. Let that build. While that's building, I can open this up in code. It really doesn't matter. Like, I just want to have a project that has, you know, my Rails backend, React front end, just to show how we can push this up. The one with image uploads will be nice because then we can maybe show there's an extra step we need to do for Cloudinary to get that working with production, so we can see that work. But let's just test this out and add Rails S -P 3001. Let's go ahead and do a yarn start our client. So we have home. I believe we got this working right, where we could do some text, hello there, and then upload an image. Click add. We're getting an error. Okay. Ooh. Why am I getting a 422 error? Little quiz for you.
Check your server.
I can check my server. That'd be a good place to go. Because I'm starting a post for memes. Unprocessable. What's the what? I'm getting a 422. So I could go. Does anyone? We can go look at this, but can anyone think of why?
You don't have your .env set up?
Yeah, because that's why, because I cloned the repo. So remember, I don't store those variables. I have the env example, but I didn't push up the .env to GitHub. So that's part of this setup I need to do is do a .env file. Take this stuff here. And then, yeah, go set these up. Then I need to go to Cloudinary. So if you're doing Cloudinary, if you clone this down, you're going to have to go to your own Cloudinary and get your own keys. So you can just sign into Cloudinary. Go grab these keys. Right. Let's see here. I'm just gonna stop sharing. Not that this is a huge deal, but. All right, so then I could go paste those keys in there. And we would be good, or we should be good. So I pasted those keys in there. Let me share my screen again. So I have those in my .env. That's still being ignored. Something I want to do since I've changed those files, I do want to restart my server. All right.
I'm having trouble keeping up with you.
Okay. Am I going too fast?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I haven't memorized like the Cloudinary keys and stuff. Can I just see that? No, in your code, sorry. Like where you paste them?
Yeah, well, you create the .env file and then you paste them there. I'm not going to show that because that actually has them there. So in your .env file, you just paste them inside of there. Does that make sense? And you don't need quotes or anything. Just put them right up there.
So the EMV example is just to remember
Yeah,
to do the EMV.
yeah, because you don't want to push the env. This is like showing my password.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to push that up to GitHub because then people could find it. And yeah, and the .env examples just yeah, it's like a reminder to be like, hey, these are the things you need. So that's why it says like cloud name here, API key here, API secret here. This file doesn't really do anything except give you a little hint. So with your like portfolio project, you could either like you might use you can maybe use someone's Cloudinary account from your group, or you could set up like a group Cloudinary. But for your group, you'll definitely want to be using the same key as for your group. Does that make sense? Because if you're not using the same keys, then you're going to have different like images stored places, and then you're going to have broken links. Because it would work for like team member A, but not for team member B for development. And then we'll kind of show how to do this with when we get to production. Cool. So I can just try this again. Drawing, add. I might have stopped my server. Oh no. Oh wait, no. So that's working. Just take a second. There's our data. We're getting a 200 back. I don't think let's so we're doing an image thing. Let's just do like an AP. Let's do another API call just to our like a database. Just to kind of, you know, like maybe we want to have some seeded data. I kind of just want to kind of do like what might we want when we push to Heroku. So what I'm going to do, let's just in case if you didn't clone this, I'm just going to create another model. It's going to be really simple. Just Rails G model cat. The cat just has a name. Let's do it. A cat model. And a cat's controller. So just remember to append the API in front of that. Because what I want to, let's say like in our seeds file, we want to use Faker. And you know, we just come in here. We're already using Faker for this thing, but I could do a cat.create. Maybe I can just do I need to look at some Faker stuff. Faker. They have a cat section. Faker creature cat name. I mean, this doesn't, you can, if you want to use just that company name, that's fine. This is just, I just kind of want to show where I want to use Faker for my seeds file. Cool. So now I got like 3 cats. I can just get rid of this stuff. Well, I'll slack this out. All right, now this is going to make more sense once we talk about pushing to production. Is in my gem file. So we now have these different, so let's just kind of ignore the test branch for now because we haven't worked with that. Everything we've done so far is on the development branch. Like when you go to localhost 3001, when we create a database, that's all like this development branch. Outside of here, outside of this like do group part, all of these gems are going to be installed everywhere. Like they're going to be installed in the development branch, they're going to be installed in the test branch, and they're going to be installed in the production branch. So I could definitely put Faker here. And a lot of the times that's maybe where you want it. You might not want Faker in your production. But if I have Faker here, and once we push to Heroku, and if I try to do a Rails DB seed on my Heroku database, and we'll see an example, it won't work because I won't have Faker installed on my Heroku. So there's not like a right or wrong way. It's just like, do you want to have that gem in your production database? And I'd say in this case, I do. Like something like Cloudinary, yes, we 100% want that everywhere. We want Rails everywhere. We want Ruby. So we want all of these gems in all of our environments. But for example, like the pry-rails.env, like these, and we're even seeing this .env rails in here, like these debugging tools, we only want in our development. I don't want to do a binding.pry in my production database. It's going to be bad. Okay. So I've created, so I have my, because since I'm going to use Faker in my production, that's probably not what you want to do in real life, but I am going to use it. So I'm going to throw that outside of here. I just added my seeds file to create some cats. Now I can do a Rails DB seed. I need to do a migration because I created a new model. So I can do a Rails DB migrate and then a DB seed. And then I'm just going to set up for this a basic route. It's for my cats. Let's do a get /cats. I can go to my cats index method. So just doing a very general CRUD action. And then in my cats controller, I can have my index, def index, render JSON cat.all. Cool. So there is that. Let's see, just like, do we have a homepage in our app? Let's maybe just do it in this, like our homepage. So go to my home.js. Actually, let's just make a component for this so we don't get this all messed up. I'm going to come make a cats component. So this is just going to grab React. All of our use state and use effect. From React. I'll type this out quick, but I'll select this out. So we'll have our use effect. Response equal, or let's I'm just gonna say this get cats. little async function here. We'll try catch. Let response equal await. Seals.get. It's just going to be API/cats. We can create our cat state. All right. And we can do a set cats to res.data. It's about log error. Cool. That's grabbing our cats, and then for our render, we can just return. I'm just going to do this right here, cats.map. This as an implicit return. Just do a div and an h1 cat.name. And I'm going to throw this all in a div. Export default cats. Select this out. And then I'm just going to throw this in. I can just throw this like in my home JS. Just do it right here, cats. So import that. I don't think that auto imported cats. Here we go. Error is not defined. Oh, in my cats, I need to either change. Let's just change that to error. Change that in the Slack as well. Go home. There we go. Just getting some data from my database. We can also do a put with our image upload. So we have some stuff to work with. Now I could go ahead, push this up to GitHub. Now this is going to work for me because I cloned down from my repo. And then I still have like the access to that image upload. So if you don't have one, you could create a new repo. But so yeah, let's do that. I'm going to create a new repository. Let's call this image upload 21. Then we'll also call it heroku. I'll create a repository for that. So all I need to do here is with this repo, just get remote RM origin. So remove the origin and then add the new origin. I could push up. And now that newly created repo. I don't know where it is. So I call it image upload to Heroku. That has all this code. Cool. So up to this point, we haven't done anything with Heroku, right? This is all just, we just created a model. We kind of cloned some stuff down. So nothing new. So actually, I'm going to stop the video right here and then stop recording, because then that can give us like a good spot. Okay.